Disney, the Hollywood behemoth who wants to trans as many kids as possible. Ha ha ha, no really they said that themselves.
Bob Chapek leads Disney, just abjectly groveled in front of his employees.
I've read many emails that have been sent, spoken with LGBTQ plus employees and their allies, and I have been taken by the honesty, the openness, and the urgency of their stories.
Disney Diversity and Inclusion Manager Vivian Ware appeared later in the meeting to give just one example of how this gay agenda may be put into practice. Listen.
So we no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends.
Anyways, Star Wars, one of the most iconic Hollywood brands that Disney bought for $4.5 billion back in 2012, right after the first Avengers movie. In a galaxy far, far away, George Lucas met with Disney CEO Bob Iger and said, "I'm thinking of retiring and selling my company, as well as the Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises." And thus began the epic saga of Disney acquiring Lucasfilm for $4.05 billion. Kathleen Kennedy became the brand manager for Star Wars, and George Lucas was announced as serving as a creative consultant, although we all know how that turned out.
Some of us think we're really great people, but in the real world we're not. We're terrible people. You run your life in a very selfish way, and you think you're doing good when you're actually not. And at the same time, it's how do democracies turn back into dictatorships? It's happened through history forever and ever.
Under the deal, Disney acquired ownership of everything related to Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Lucasfilm's operating businesses. Lucasfilm employees were allowed to remain in their current locations, but some had to settle for being a skeleton crew. On the bright side, Disney acquired Lucasfilm's portfolio of entertainment technologies, which is like having the Death Star in your arsenal. Disney also purchased the distribution and marketing rights to future Indiana Jones films from Paramount Pictures, which is like acquiring the Holy Grail. Now the films under Disney's leadership started with Star Wars. Episode 7 The Force Awakens, a female lead this time around. A few woke points were in need as usual. Disney brought back Harrison Ford to kill him off, which was as expected. I mean, he's a straight white male who takes no shit from anyone, especially not of Amon. He had to be killed off to create hype for the new not Darth Vader IP, Kylo Ren. Definitely not a Darth Vader ripoff. He's a complex character abandoned by his master and his parents and the Jedis. Oh wait, it's Darth Vader's cheap knockoff. The main new lead, or as one of the new token black characters would call her, Ray.
I don't know your name.
Finn. What's yours?
Ray!
Ray. Where's Ray? I'm just here to get Ray.
Time to find Ray.
Try to find Ray.
Ray! 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 Ray!
Finn, will you shut up? The plot. 30 years after the Galactic Empire fell, the universe is once again in turmoil. The First Order has risen, like a phoenix from the ashes of the Empire, and they're determined to end the New Republic. Meanwhile, the Resistance, led by the incomparable General Leia Organa aka Girlboss, is fighting tooth and nail to stop them. Their biggest hope lies in finding Luke Skywalker aka White Man, whom we don't need, said Kathleen Kennedy, Disney's new Star Wars head. Luke Skywalker been missing for years. But the only lead they have is a map, which has been given to Resistance pilot Poe Dameron by Lor San Tekka. Unfortunately, before they can make any progress, they're attacked by the First Order and things quickly spiral out of control. Kylo Ren, the First Order's menacing enforcer, captures Poe and tortures him using the Force. It seems like all hope is lost, but that's when things get interesting. A stormtrooper named FN 2187, who's disillusioned with the First Order, saves Poe and helps him escape, but there's a problem. FN 2187 doesn't have a name. So Poe christens him Finn, and the two of them set off on a mission to find BB-8, the droid who's carrying the map to Luke Skywalker's whereabouts. Along the way, they meet a scavenger named Rey, who helps them evade the First Order and escape Jakku. The adventure really heats up when they steal the Millennium Falcon and encounter Han Solo and Chewbacca. Together, they embark on a journey to uncover the truth about Luke Skywalker and stop the First Order from destroying the New Republic with their superweapon. Starkiller Base, but things don't go according to plan. Kylo Ren is haunted by his emotions and struggles with his connection to his father, Han Solo. And when the group finally reaches Starkiller Base, they face their toughest challenge yet. Han confronts Kylo and begs him to abandon the dark side, but the confrontation ends in tragedy. Rey, Finn, and Chewbacca are left to fight for their lives against Kylo Ren, who's determined to capture Rey and bring her to his master, Supreme Leader Snoke. It's a battle of wills and strength, and in the end, Rey emerges victorious. The movie ends on a cliffhanger as Rey presents Luke Skywalker with his long-lost lightsaber on a remote island, setting the stage for the next chapter in the Star Wars saga. All in all, it's a fun, action-packed adventure that will have you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. Now, this movie is a complete rip-off of the original Star Wars movie. Let me explain. 1. Rey is actually Luke Skywalker. Her arc is the same, being a Mary Sue Jedi, who is destined to do something, and she's the daughter of the villain Uff. She's from an unknown planet, who finds a droid and wants to help a friend of sorts accompanied by an old man who gets killed by a mysterious bad guy who wears all black all the time. 2. The all-new First Order aka Nazi social commentary is actually the Empire itself. There is literally no difference. 3. Snoke is Palpatine, at least in this film he was.
That's not how the Force works.
Back in 2015 the film was a nostalgia bait like Spider-Man, where families would bring their children to explain their childhood. Yet the film somehow managed to impress me. Yes, the film did engage with me. The film made me question how far the visual effects have come, and how deep and rich the Star Wars films are. Now J.J. Abrams did a good job. Star Wars The Force Awakens was marketed as the most expensive film ever made with a budget close to $500 million, and the box office with all the nostalgia bait was similar to that of Spider-Man No Way Home. Star Wars Force Awakens broke $2 billion at the box office back in 2015.
We get gambling legal, we're rich. Legit.
Now the sequel titled Star Wars, The Last Jedi, was an absolute embarrassment. I could barely sit through the entire film, with a budget of $300 million, this time way less than the first one, evidently so. The film grossed around $1.4 billion at the box office, which I don't think the movie deserved, with all the propaganda and girl boss, girl power moments in the film.
Oh no. Now get your squad back here so we can get out of this place.
Man ignores orders from girl boss.
Engage now, Commander. That is an order.
Diverse soldier. More diverse soldier.
Recharge the auto.
Angry white villain.
Target that cruiser.
Diverse soldier, heroic sacrifice. White man ridiculed.
Supreme Leader.
My disappointment in your performance cannot be overstated.
Angry childish white man. Hilarious. Diverse soldier sacrifice. Girl boss can't be killed. Girl power.
The chain of command is clear as to who should take her place. Vice Admiral Holdo of the cruiser.
Purple-haired feminist leader.
Thank you, Commander.
With our current fuel consumption, there's a very limited amount of time that we can stay out of range of those Star Destroyers.
Very kind of you to make me aware. I've dealt with plenty of trigger-happy flyboys like you. You're impulsive.
Let's ridicule white man.
Dangerous. And the last thing we need right now. So stick to your post and follow my orders.
You know, just this morning...
Diverse obese soldier.
Ship in this escape pod?
What?
They were running away.
That's disgraceful. Listen.
Fat girl power.
Hold you.
My sister just died, protecting the fleet.
More girl power.
We're running away.
Sorry.
Even more girl power.
What is happening?
Union dispute. You do not want to hear about it.
Look, this whole place is beautiful. I mean, come on. Why'd you hate it so much?
My sister and I grew up in a poor mining system.
Capitalism is bad, evil corporates.
Stricter or to finance their military. then shelled us to test their... They took everything we had. And who do you think these people are? There's only one business in the galaxy that'll get you this rich.
War.
Selling weapons to the First Order.
Girl boss doesn't need training. Veganism. Destroying capitalism. Angry old white man. Girl boss beats trained white man.
There's still conflict in him. If he would turn from the dark side, that could shift the tide. This could be how we win.
Girl boss was right.
Going to go the way you think. Made his bank selling weapons to the bad guys. I'm the good.
Evil corporates.
It's all a machine part.
Hold on! Captain, you're not allowed in. Flyboy.
Cut it, lady.
Let's ridicule white man.
Now we're down to one ship and you've told us nothing. Tell us that we have a plan. That there's hope.
When I served under Leia, she would say, hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you can see it.
What is she saying? Please, for your own good, get out and forget what you've seen.
I don't get it.
Girl boss is back.
Leia.
May the Force be
Purple hair and girl boss.
speed. Rebels.
Your ship and payment, as we agreed.
White man was an opportunist.
You lying snake!
Pretty white boy turns anti-villain. Purple-haired feminist sacrifice to save the day. Obese girl boss saving black man.
Why would you stop me?
I saved you. Dummy. That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
What is this? What the hell is happening?
Who? What is happening?
The director of this movie was the great Rian Johnson, a woke director who would later create classic films like Glass Onion.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
It's just dumb, haha. Oh boy, how do I explain the story of this one? Well, hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Pew pew pew, explosion explosion explosion. Pew pew pew, ray ray ray. Pew pew, old white man drinks green boob milk and wants to die. Pew pew. New Darth Vader wants to kill mommy. Mommy does girl power pose. She flies. Pew pew, explosion, Asian and black race baiting, interracial non-consensual kiss. Donkeys or giraffes, doesn't matter. Pew pew, red soil. Pew pew, old white man dies. Baby Yoda or Grandpa Yoda, doesn't matter. Pew pew, girl power. Anyways, so that was the story. I had to watch the entire film all over again. Third film, or let's hope, the last Disney Star Wars film was Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker. The budget with this one got reduced to $200 million or increased to $400 million, I don't know. The film made $1 billion at box office. $300 million less than the second and $1 billion less than the first one. Ha ha ha. The plot, fuck off, yes, fuck off, because at this point even the filmmakers didn't care for a story or the script. Whatever action scene was the story plus some girl power.
Oh, no, 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 no.
And it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yo! Yo, holy shit, he dead!
2 seconds later.
Chewie?
What about him?
He's alive.
What? How?
He's alive! He must have been on a different... Who are you? I'm Ray.
Not you.
Oh God. No. No!
Where the fuck is Ben? Ray Skywalker.
That's not how the Force works.
A spin-off about Han Solo was tried but failed successfully as audiences became smarter and learned Disney's strategy of ripping off old brand for making new girl power mixed new garbage cinema. The film had a budget of $300 million and made exactly $300 million at the worldwide box office. I wonder how much of that Disney earned back. Ha ha ha. Back in 2016, they had released another Star Wars spin-off called Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The film made $1 billion at the box office as audiences were much stupider back then. There are more nonce-garbage Star Wars movies in pre-production works at Disney right now, and slate to release in the near future, and they have great talents attached to them like untitled Rian Johnson Star Wars film with Rian Johnson writing and directing after he made the best Star Wars movie in history, The Last Jedi. There is an untitled Taika Waititi Star Wars film, oh yes, from the director of Thor for Love and Thunder, such a precious little film. It's definitely one of my favorite Marvel MCU films till date. Way better than Endgame or Infinity War for sure, for sure.
This genre is the Taika genre. It's the Taika Waititi genre, which is onto itself.
Of course. And then there is Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins set to direct. Oh yes, the director of Wonder Woman 2, the director who made Wonder Woman fight a bad CGI cat and Donald Trump apparently. An untitled Kevin Feige Star Wars film, the guy who produced She-Hulk. Ha 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 ha. And the best for the last, an untitled Charmaine Abe-Chinoy Star Wars film, the director of Ms. Marvel, the lowest rated Marvel Disney Plus TV series that nobody bothered to watch. Abe-Chinoy works for the World Economic Forum. Should I even say what her Star Wars film would be like?
Are you ready to start eating bugs? There's now an unrelenting effort by the news media to convince you to make creepy crawlies a part of your diet. But where's this all coming from, you ask? Well, you can blame the World Economic Forum as a start. It's a creepy organization of government and corporate elites run by an even creepier dude. The World Economic Forum is the group behind the Great Reset, and the organization loves dictating to people what they are allowed to do, how they must live their lives, and more recently, what they are allowed to eat.
The Star Wars TV shows are even worse, with the Book of Boba Fett, which fumbled and crashed like a Death Star with a major vulnerability, no story or script. The Mandalorian having a great start, but falling terribly in quality from season 2 to 3. It's so bad that even on Twitter nobody gives two shits about it anymore. The show was filled with girl power and boss bitch moments. The final season isn't even about the Mandalorian, but about some redhead. It really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. In ways that's not important. New shows like Ahsoka, Andor, and Skeleton Crew are going to be no different. Believe me. Enough with Star Wars garbage count, let's take a side quest. The new Indiana Jones movie, aka The Dial of Destiny, starring Harrison Ford, CGI Harrison Ford, and feminist icon the great Phoebe Waller-Bridge. The women who wrote and ruined James Bond forever with No Time to Die. A pile of shit is worth more than No Time to Die.
That is one big pile of shit.
Fuck Daniel Craig. Her character is set to take over from the white straight problematic man, even though Shia LaBeouf's character was supposed to canonical take over, but now since Disney owns Lucasfilms, the film has to have a diverse lead who is an activist and not a problematic character, aka can't have a white man take over anything. Shooting back at Star Wars, the fandom is completely divided. Some claiming Star Wars is dead and gone forever, and the woke crowd of younglings claiming a diverse and powerful and feminist Star Wars has begun. Whatever that means. I've been trying to find the merchandise sale numbers, but all I could find are news articles like these, where garbage woke character toys are no selling at all. And Disney again is bleeding money.
Yeah. Oh, something is definitely bleeding.
The future of Star Wars and Lucasfilms looks bleak and dark, just like the present DCU. No bright shining stars or lightsabers here, only ripped off Chinese feminist toys that nobody wants. Go woke, go broke Disney. Bye-bye, for now.
I bid you farewell and good luck, morons. Bye.